So today's November 13th, 2025. The video I'm making because I knew time would come because, we all face death at some point in time. And really good friend of mine and a father figure type passed away last night. Peter Cox. I can't tell you, there's not enough video time. I could go on for a long time about what this man did for my life and how awesome he was and is, and where he is in heaven now with the Lord Jesus Christ, which is what this is all about. That man loved God. He did love his family, his children. He did. No man was perfect, but he loved his kids and his family. And he loved helping kids, and he helped me. He helped my mom and my dad and helped my family, like gave me jobs doing carpet, riding his big old truck. He helped kids, my friends that we grew up with. He helped kids from the inner city. He helped everybody, man. That dude gave his life for Christ. And just like all the other saints before us, there's no perfect person. David wasn't perfect. Solomon wasn't perfect. Nobody was perfect except for Christ. But they all had the common theme was that they had faith in the Lord and they trusted God. And when they had that fire, they used it. They used it for good. They used it for good to help other people. And I mean, I've known him since I was a little kid, 10, 11 years old, man. He was the one that helped me get into football. Like, my mom would not let me play. I was probably about 11 years old. I remember being at my friend's house. I don't know if it was the Angelicos or somebody that was close to me. But anyway, they were at a pool. There was a pool there. But anyway, we're hanging out at a pool party, probably for end of season baseball or whatever. That didn't work out for me. But basically how it went was they asked my mom if I can play. I kept begging Peter to ask my mom if I can play. And then that was the end of it. Right then and there was the beginning of my football career or football adventure. And it changed my life, man. It was the best thing ever. The game of football has taught me so many things. And he kept making sure that I never forgot what that was about. And, and playing. I was not a Christian then. I didn't know the Lord then. And I love football so much that became my God. So that was a problem. But he kept talking about the Lord. He'd give us rides and take us to practice. He'd pick up whoever and whenever. Dudes needed cleats. Dudes needed jerseys or gloves. He was all into the sports industry. I remember he was the first dude that got me cutter gloves, whatever. They weren't popular back then. Newman was the big deal. But his faith and his commitment to family and the game, and he wasn't like the big head coach, man. He was like an assistant, and then he helped with the youth program. He helped with Coach Goslin, who also was a great man. He's a great man who saved my life as well. It's cool how God brings men in your life to help you. But man, the push-ups that we would do all the time. He was a little drill sergeant, Pete was. And he definitely brought that to the football field, like the work ethic. But we still had fun. Well, we were always pushing, and we didn't win a lot of games throughout my time, but it was the best time, one of the best times of my life. Football was really important to me, and then I made some really bad decisions, had some bad relationships, and I did not know the Lord. I left my house. But Pete was straight up with my mom that I was in trouble, that I wasn't doing well, that I was using, that I was, not in the right frame of mind. To her disbelief, I wasn't going down the right path. But Pete actually, he went to my mom and tried to tell her and convince her that, I'm not doing right. and that I need help. And Pete loved me up, offered me jobs. I did not do well, by him, but him and Lucy and his wife kept pouring into me and trying to encourage me. And I won't go into all the other details about my testimony, but other than that, it was just his faithfulness to God to always be there. And then all the dinners and diners that he'd take me to and feed me and stuff like that. Just somebody that just loved the kids. I spent a lot of time with him. And he was awesome, man. He was awesome. And after being out in the street and running around like a fool myself, he challenged me to go to a rock concert. And I went to a rock concert, and it so happened to be a Christian rock concert. And that day, I gave my life to Christ, or Christ chose me, more like it, and opened my heart to believe. My life never been the same since. From that day, to May 2001, something like that, this guy was so persistent in trying to help me. And I remember being like just discombobulated after getting saved. And he took me, he's like, no, you can't go home yet. We got to get this Bible out. And I'm like, okay, Bible, what's the Bible? He handed me the Bible and he started reading it to me at the diner. Of course, at the diner, love them French fries. They get it right, no matter what time of day or night. And he shared the word with me, man. I started reading. My life changed forever. Never been the same ever since. Not perfect. Definitely not perfect. But the really cool part is just how he used football to reach out to people and what lessons you learn from the game and the discipline that he had and what he tried to instill in us. And how he just gave his life to Christ and to kids. I mean, I'm talking kids from all over. Black, white, don't matter. Don't matter if they're rich or poor, man. He loved them kids, and he wanted to share the gospel with them. I think he liked the Gaithers a lot, too, by the way. I had to listen to a lot of Gaither music. It was funny, though. Oh, man. But anyway, he used football and the gospel together, and it inspired me to do the same. To do the same. I have the privilege. Like and even when I met my wife at college, like he helped us get together because she had other plans, and I didn't know what I was doing, and he was a huge influence on that. Oh man, he even took me after I got saved. He even took me out. I was like, yeah. He's like, they got Christian football. First of all, he took me once I got saved. I kind of cleaned up my act, and he's like, yo, you can still play football again. He's like, yo, they have a semi-pro team here in Connecticut. You can play for them. I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, this would be a miracle. Totally out of shape, probably partying before that, and he got me to go play football, and I played a semi-pro team. I wasn't a starter or nothing then, but I think it was called Volpe. Maybe it was Volpe. But anyway, played on that team, did some kickoffs, some running back, stuff like that. Learned a lot. Just get back in shape. Didn't take any money, of course. And then he was like, you can go back to college and you can go to be a teacher and coach football and things like that. I'm like, well, where would we go? He's like, well, there's Christian schools. I didn't know there was Christian schools. Definitely not in the Northeast. And then he's like, let's go, here, and I found some Christian schools. We looked at Liberty. They were D1. And I think the last school I was at was like a D2, but I didn't play there because I got kicked out. But, and then I looked around, saw Messiah College, but they didn't have football. Not Mount Union, but Geneva College, Malone, and a couple other schools. I didn't know anything about them. He's like, and I said, oh, I like this. I told him I picked up the Geneva one. I said, oh, I like the uniform. It's like black and gold. So this one's nice, He's like, silly, you got to go see the land. So he then, he ended up taking me that winter out here. out to Pennsylvania. He's like, you got to see the land. You can't just pick up brochure. Well, yeah, good thing he helped me out with that. So I ended up coming out to Geneva. I really like Geneva. We met some good people at Malone. For people that we're still friends with today, I met some amazing people. And Geneva was a ride in my life. It changed my whole life being at Geneva. Met my wife there. Played football there for 4 years. And he even came back out this way to help Geneva for a little bit, just on helping kids from cities trying to get into a Christian school. So it never stopped with him giving and trying to further people's lives. So that's huge. And the fact that, he had such an influence on my life, like the one guy having an impact on one other guy's life, and then how many people that it affects, just even if you're just talking about within my own family, and having a family, it's totally worth it. It's totally amazing. I would not be here today if God did not use Peter Cox to touch my life and help me. And I would call him and let him know, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you, man. And how much he inspired me. And I love talking with him, man. Just old school kind of coach, but loved the kids and loved his family, loved his God and the Gaithers. And he, like I said, inspired me, and I have an opportunity now to work with young kids at Trail Life and at football and different programs and things. Like, just being there, just coaching them up hard and being there and being open to encouraging them to walk towards God, towards towards life, and whether they believe or not, and giving them the choice to think about there's more to life than football. There's more to life than what this world has to offer. And I love Peter. He's the best, man. He was boom. He was a doer, a goer, man. And I'm ever forever in debt to him. And I look forward to seeing him in heaven, because that's where he is right now. He put his trust in Jesus. And I know there's probably some other guys. If you want to comment or create your own video for Peter, his wife probably could see it on here. That would be cool. Because they're down in Florida, so I don't know what the arrangements will be. But just without him, I would not be here. And I thank the good Lord that there's men out there like him that gave their lives up. Obviously, he served in the Army too, where he truly loved God and he shared his faith and used football to do that. So, love you, Pete. And I know he's with the Lord now. So, pray for his family, his wife, and his children. They're awesome kids. They're all good kids. Great people. And there's grandkids too. So, all right, man. This is for memory of Peter Cox. This is November 13th, 2025. I believe he died last night. So that would be the 12th. And he's now with the Lord Jesus Christ. And that's what happens after death, after life. After death comes life if you're in the Lord. And so that's all I wanted to say. Thank you.